Yes. Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video. And yes, at long last, video 364, and I finally do one of the Epyx Games titles. So this is the first one, Summer Games, which was released in 1984. The very first game series, one of the earliest Epyx titles. Now this was one game that I did have back in the day, though I hate to admit I didn't get it until quite late. I got it as part of the Epyx compilation, which I think I bought in about 87. Which had this, Pit Stop 2 and Impossible Mission. So it was a pretty fucking good compilation, and the reason I got it is because my original tape of Impossible Mission had got fucked up, so I needed to get it again. Pit Stop 2 at that time I didn't have, but I played it quite often because a friend of mine had it. And Summer Games I knew pretty well, and I did already have Winter Games and Summer Games 2, but I didn't have the first one. So I got that compilation and finally had this game. So yes, this is one game I did have back in the day, although my copy wasn't very good, and the first 4 events loaded fine, but the second 4, no, they didn't work. So yeah, well, let's get a game underway then. We'll compete in all the events. Now this game really is the ultimate example of multiplayer gaming for the Commodore 64, and indeed even today this is multiplayer gaming, not this fucking bullshit of, you know, playing online against cunts who you don't know and don't want to know, and who will almost certainly play like complete cunts purely to piss you off. You didn't get that here because you knew everybody you were playing against and they were all there in the room with you. So yeah, much more enjoyable, and of course you could play it with 2 joysticks or 1, so you know, if you only had the 1 joystick, then in the events where it would be head to head, instead you would be up against a computer controlled pace opponent, and it was still always a case of, you know, the fastest time wins, or, you know, best distance wins, or anything like that. So right, well, I now get to choose which country that I represent. I will reluctantly represent Great Britain. Anybody who knows me knows that I am not patriotic towards my country in the slightest. And of course the British national anthem is a horrendous fucking tuneless dirge. However, this rendition of it really is quite horrific. Take a listen to this. That barely sounds like God Save the Queen. Anyway, it is only me here, so it'll be just a 1-player game. So the next event, or the first event, is the pole vault. And here we are. So the new height, I will try each jump, but I mean, if you can't clear 4 meters in the pole vault, then yeah, gaming isn't for you. So try to jump. First attempt, you get 3 attempts at each height. So even if you only clear whatever height on your 3rd attempt, you then get 3 attempts at the next height, which is quite handy. So you can select your pole grip, whether it is low, medium or high. I'm sure there are some people who find that utterly hilarious, but yeah. But this one I only need the low, so right, we'll get ready. And it is a case of timing when to pull down. I think I mistimed that, yeah. So there's me saying, you know, you'd be fucking hopeless if you fuck up 4 meters, and I've done just that. So let's try it again. And then you push up, and then once you push up, press fire to release the pole, and over you go. So it may go up in, well, it goes up in half a metre increments to start with. So the next height is 4 meters 50. I'll have medium pole grip for this one. And there we go, no problem. And then into 30 centimetre increments. So next one is 4 meters 80. Again, we'll go with the medium. I thought that was a bit early. I did everything a bit early there, but still got over. But that's because 4 meters 80 is still very low. So now on to 5 meters, and from now on each increment is just 10 centimeters. So again, we'll stick with medium. So it is again just timing, pull down, up, fire, there you go. Stick with medium again. Some people find the pole vault event quite repetitive. I actually quite like it. It's quite well done. Some of you may also recognise the animation on the athlete, just as also you may recognise the animation on the bloke during the opening ceremony, where well, it looks just like the animation on the main sprite in Impossible Mission. Not all that surprising, given that they're both Epyx Games, so nothing wrong there. I mean, let's face it, the animation is good, so why not use it again? As it is, this game came along first. It was Impossible Mission that reused the I mean, I did make a bit of a fuck up there, but I thought I'd got away with it. Okay, right, second try at 530. There we go. There we go, so 2 attempts to do 530, but 540 over first time. Back in the day I could get to like over 6 meters. Yeah, I thought I'd fuck that one up. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to get to 6 meters this time. I didn't think I was going to clear that one. And there we go, so 560 then, next height. So this event can go on for quite a while. In fact, of all the events, this is the one that often goes on for the longest. I completely bollocks that one up. Right, so last attempt then at 560. It won't exactly be terrible if I fail it, because otherwise we'll be stuck on there for another 3 attempts. And I'm sure I have fucked it up. Oh, fucking hell. Well, that was close. So up to 570. Definitely want high pole grip for this one. Choose low pole grip, you jump under the bar, not over it. There you go. Right, 5 meters 80. Yeah, nowhere near there. I think this might be where I finally crash out. That I think was too early. Not got the pace. Right, final attempt then at 580. And I've started way too early. Yeah, there we go. So there we go. 5 meters 80 is where I failed. So 570 is my best. I was surprised I got the gold medal. God, that really does sound horrendous. Alright, so next event is platform diving. So you do 4 dives, forward, reverse, backward and inward, not necessarily in that order. What you do, you press fire to dive, and you move the joystick either left, right, up or down depending on how fast the rotation, and then you pull up to pull out of the somersault, and you want to make as small a splash as possible by hitting the water, well, arms first. Let's see how we do then. So I'll do the tight tuck and completely fuck the entry of the water. So yeah, some pretty crap scores there, unsurprisingly. So I get 61.2 total for that one. Next dive is the backward dive. Again, I'll try the same fast somersault, pull out. Well, that was better. Still not great, but yeah, I'm getting some decent-ish scores there. Well, I'll lose the 9 and the 7, but still 138.25. That's not bad. So my total is 199.45. Next is reverse dive. Again, utter fucking crap there. Those scores are much higher than I expected. I practically hit the water flat on my back. So those scores are, well, a lot higher than I was expecting. Final dive then is the inward dive. This is the one where you see a lot of divers smack their heads against the diving board, and that wasn't too great either. Well, I got one semi-okay dive, but yeah, all the rest were pretty shite. So I finished with a total of 312.7, which is pretty crap. I should be getting totals of near 600, so I've got like half that. So I still got the gold medal. What a surprise. Are you as sick of hearing this dreadful rendition of God Save the Queen as I am yet? If you're not, you soon fucking will be. Right, so next is 4x400 meter relay. I'll only get one stab at this, so now the good thing is this is not a joystick waggling, you know, joystick killer game. This one you move right to try and sprint, but it uses up energy, and then left you can save energy by you know, running a bit slower, let your energy build up and then use it again to put on a burst of speed later on, and then you press fire when you reach the next runner and change baton. Now, not all of your runners are great. The second and third runners are a bit slow, but the first and the final runner are the quicker. So final change. Leaving a bit of a gap, but now the computer pacer always seems to put a sprint on towards the end, but there we go. So I win with a time of 2 minutes 36.6. I got the gold medal again. There's a shock. The next event is the yes, is the 100 meter dash. This is a joystick waggler. This is one that kills your arms. But it's not just left or right. You can go you can move, you know, waggle the joystick any direction, so you can go like left or right, up or down, or you can move around in circles, which is what I used to do a lot. But nevertheless, it still fucking kills your arm. And as I'm playing with keys, this could be interesting. Alright, so well, I'm doing better than I thought, but I can already feel my arm starting to tense up, and now I can feel it absolutely just completely going. And yeah, the end part is the part that always fucking kills me, because I always seem to just stop and almost run on the spot. So I won gold in the 100 metres with a time of 11.03. I wouldn't even make it past the first round with that time, but oh well. It was good enough for gold in this game in 1984. So the next event then is gymnastics. This is where in my version that I had back in the day, these events wouldn't load. So I'm nowhere near as good at these events as I am at the 4 previous ones. So what you need to do with this, okay, you signal you're ready, push down the fire button, hold it down, and when you release it you start running. You then have to jump onto the springboard and then launch yourself from the springboard onto the vaulting horse, and then try and make a decent jump off the vaulting horse and try and land. And it's not easy. Here we go. And fucked up the landing. 4.6. It's better than I usually do. Right, try again. And again fucked up the landing. So 4.6 again. Third and final attempt. Oh, okay, it's only given me 2 attempts. Oh well. Maybe it's because usually the first attempt is a failure. So I only get 2 stabs at that. So I'm making my way through the events at fucking lightning speed, even though it's not the intention. So now it is the swimming relay, freestyle swimming relay. So with this one, you need to time your dive into the water between when it says set and go. You don't want to waste too much time hanging about on the on your starting blocks. And then, well, while we're doing the actual race, I'll tell you what else is needed to be done. Set. Mistimed it. So right, we'll get another go. There we go. Right, and now each time his arm is about to enter the water, you press fire button to try and increase his speed. And when you get to the other side, move right to do the direction change to get yourself a decent push off the wall. There we go. That changeover wasn't too great. Again, like in the running relay, your second swimmer is really not very good at all. He's very slow. Not a good turn either. And now he's starting to get some speed up, but only as he gets towards the end of his actual leg of the relay. So the third place runner, swimmer, he's better than the second, but he's still not that great. Again, not a very good turn. But I can certainly tell that I'm swimming at a decent rate, because I'm all the way over the far edge of the screen. So the final swimmer, and he's not doing very well because I've completely lost my rhythm on the fire button. Now improving. Better, speeding up now. and finished with a time of 1:47.5. Frankly, if I beat 2 minutes, I think I'm doing alright. So, well, there you go, it's gold to me again. The merest mouthful of tea left. Next event then is 100 metres freestyle swimming, which is done in exactly the same way as the relay, except it's just 2 lengths of the pool. So here we go. There we go. Timed that better. Not a very good turn. But this is a very quick event. There you go, event over, 25.1. I've done faster than that, but it was good enough to win. And it was a price on first. Which brings us then on to the final event, which is Skeet Shooting. So, well, it's, as you would imagine, you get 1 shot at each target. Occasionally you'll get 2 targets. Again, 1 shot at each one, so you can fire twice, but yes, let's see how we do. Oh, fucking hell, not even close. Next one comes from over there. I did have 2 shots there, but there is gravity affecting the sights, so the sights do keep moving downwards. Oh, fucking hell. I'm usually better than this. Oh, fuck's sake. That's better. I think, yeah, got both of those. Not even close. And neither there. I've got 1. I think I got the 2, yep. Okay, last one, which I got 14 out of 25. I've done better than that. We're still good enough to win gold. What a surprise. And that, believe it or not, that is Summer Games. I've raced through it in no time at all. So, well, some of the events, so you could just fly past. A bit too quick, I think. So, how do I rate it then? Graphically, for the day, I think it's fucking superb. It just looks great. If I practice one event, well, pole vault went on for a while. Platform diving, I had a few attempts. Well, the gymnastics one I didn't really get to show very much because it was so it was over so quick, and that has not loaded up very well. Let's see if I can get out of this. How the fuck did I manage to land that? So I can't even see what I fucking scored there. 5.7. How do I get out of practice? Oh, fuck off, I didn't mean to do that. There we go, run, stop and restore. Right, well that was buggered up, which was a pain in the arse, but there you go. Well, I was hoping to show you some of the other, you know, a bit more of the events from the practice, but they don't seem to be loading up properly. Anyway, so graphics wise, I think it looks fantastic. It looked, well, mind-blowing in the day, and I think it still looks great today. Audio is nothing great. The tunes that play vary from forgettable to diabolical, especially with some of the renditions of the national anthems, but audio was certainly music anyway, was never an Epyx strong point. Some aspects of their audio, i.e. the speech, were very much great aspects of Epyx Games, but yes, no speech in this one. And then the gameplay, I think the gameplay is great. It's not just you know, an arm killing, joystick killing, frantically waggling, you know, game like so many of these sort of sports games were. The only event that involves frantic joystick waggling is the 100 meters, but that event is over very quickly. The rest all demand, you know, skill and timing and things like that, which I think is a much better way of doing sports games, so I much prefer that. But where the game really comes alive is as a multiplayer game. You can have up to 8 players playing this, and the most I ever had playing this at one time, there was 5 of us, and it was just fucking great. You know, it's that's when it really does come alive. So yeah, as a multiplayer game, it is superb, and it is vastly superior to any multiplayer game that has been released over the past 20 years. It's much more enjoyable a gaming experience. It's not the best of the games series. They brought out Summer Games 2, I think it was the following year, or it might have been in '86, and that improved things a bit more. There was also, of course, Winter Games followed on pretty soon after this one. Some of its events are great, some are not so great. One of the things with the any of the game series, there's always like one event that's not so good and not so enjoyable. For me, in this, it's the 100 meters, simply because it is one of those joystick killing games that I don't like. But I mean, it's still an enjoyable game. I'll say the more players you've got, the better it is. I've never played it with 8 players, but I would really like to. I doubt the opportunity will ever present itself, but so I rate this 8 out of 10. It has stood the time superbly well. The only reason that I don't rate it higher is because of the fact that I know there were better games in the games series that followed on, which does affect how highly I rate this one. It's not as good as Summer Games 2, which I think was the best of all of the games series, but it is still extremely good and well worth playing. And yeah, I highly recommend you giving it a go. So that is Summer Games then. Pretty good stuff. And yes, that brings this review to an end. and we will see you at the next one.